Yeah, hi there, and these comments are for one of my TOEFL speaking bootcamp students. I'm going to refer to you as GB. And I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And I'm going to listen to some exercises you've done about intonation, am I right? So it says, remember, once you've placed prominent stress in a word, you'll need to background it if it's mentioned again. So you're putting more stress on the new words that you're introducing in the paragraph and backgrounding them when you refer to them once again. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to your response now. Okay, here we go.
Terrain are all conducive to landsliding. Earthquake activity adds to the problem.
Let's go back to the end.
Landslides are a common occurrence in Santa Cruz Mountains. Our intense winter storm, high rainfall amounts, and steep terrain are all conducive to landsliding.
Yes, your tone is very good there.
Earthquake activity adds to the problem. The big earthquake of 1906 set off dozens of large landslides in Santa Cruz Mountains.
I would put set off dozens. I would put more stress and raise the tone in the word dozens because that's a number and it's important to set off dozens of large landslides in the Santa Cruz Mountains.
Some of which claimed human lives.
Good.
The potential for loss of life and property is much greater today. Although nature-caused landslides are beyond our control, most recent landslides in Santa Cruz Mountains have been caused by a combination of human activity and natural factors.
Pretty good. So human activity and then natural factors, and then you drop it when you get to the end.
Human activities which act to further destabilize slopes are lodging, woodland conversion.
You want to say logging, woodland conversion. A little bit of trouble pronouncing those words.
Road building, housing construction, and any activity which alters normal drainage patterns.
Okay.
Whether or not any of these activities will trigger landsliding depend on the existing natural conditions.
Perfect. I like it how at the end of a thought group your tone is slightly inflected. When you get to the end of the sentence, your tone falls because that's the last thought group in the sentence.
Some soil and rock type are more prone to landsliding than others.
Wait a minute. You say soil and rock types. You need to pronounce that T with a little more air.
And then owners should determine the inherent geologic stability of their property before beginning construction activities.
Not bad.
Landslides, mud flows, and debris avalanches.
No, wait a minute. When you have A, B, and C, you have landslides, mud flows, and debris avalanches frequently accompany. So when you say the third item in the items of the series, the third one, the tone needs to drop because you're done with that idea.
Frequently accompany other natural disasters such as floods and earthquakes.
Good.
It is important to learn to recognize the warning signs of possible landslides in our immediate area.
Good. This was a good exercise for you. Nicely done. You're making a big effort to vary your tone. All right, let's go to the next practice exercise that you sent me.
What causes autism?
Okay, let's go to this one. So, okay, hold on a minute. Got it. I found it right here. Here we go. So let's see what you're doing here. So it says, remember to place more prominent stress on new information while backgrounding previously mentioned information. All right. Okay, here we go.
Researchers from all over the world are devoting considerable time and energy into finding the answer to this critical question.
Good.
Medical researchers are exploring different explanations for the various forms of autism. Although a single specific cause of autism is not known, current research links autism to biological or neurological differences in the brain.
Yes, you put a little bit more stress and you changed your tone on biological or neurological because that was new information, so very nicely done.
In many families, there appears to be a pattern of autism or related disabilities, which suggests there is a genetic base to the disorder.
No, genetic basis. Basis has 2 syllables, not 1. So there is a genetic basis to this disorder.
Although at this time, no gene has been
It's no gene. Gene, that's a longer sound. Gene.
directly linked to autism. The genetic basis is believed by researchers to be highly complex, probably involving several genes in combination. What causes autism? Researchers...
Okay, we're good there. Okay, let's go to the next one. You sent me one more exercise here, so let's go to that one. So I think on that exercise that you just sent, you did a really good job with that. I didn't notice any major problems, so keep up the good work. Now remember, the most important thing here, Gladiola, is you want to incorporate these intonation shifts into your speaking so that it's natural sounding. That's the key. You're showing me right now that you can do this in a controlled setting. You can do this as you're doing my pronunciation practice. Now the next step is to show this same kind of native speaker-like intonation in your speaking tasks.
Many of the sports which the ancient Greeks practiced.
Okay, let's take a look at that one. So I'm going to find where you are here. I think I know where it is. Okay, hold on. Got it. Okay, so in this case, it says, let me see what you're doing here. It says, as you listen to the paragraph, try to identify different thought groups in which the speaker slightly lowers his pitch. Second, make a digital recording as you read the paragraph aloud. Also, remember to use thought groups, paying particular attention to so you don't pause too often. All right. So let's see how you did with this one.
Many of the sports which the ancient Greeks practiced and which made up a part of their own Olympics still survive in some way or other in the sport which we practice today. Their motivation, however, was for practice for war, and it is in such motivation that one can understand the emphasis on material skills.
No, they can understand the emphasis on martial. It's martial skills there, martial. That TI is an SH sound.
Such as wrestling, boxing, the javelin, and the running.
Very good with your intonation there as you're introducing those ideas. Excellent. Excellent control.
Including such less directly applicable sports as this.
You want to say applicable there. Applicable sports.
And jumping. Over time, as interest grew in sport and competition alone, new sports were added. But it was these core sports which stood the test of time.
And that word test, time, again, you want to make sure that you pronounce that T with a little bit more air, so be careful about that sound.
And which have continued to be practiced in similar form right up to the present day. Wrestling must be regarded as the most important sport practiced in ancient Greece. The very name palestra, wrestling school, must indicate its importance in Greek life. Nor need we be surprised at this, for all over the world in cultures far distant from each other, one can find styles of wrestling and fighting for it is a useful skill in war.
Good. So at the end of the sentence, you drop your tone. You're getting the point. You figured this thing out. You're varying your tone. You're having a slightly higher tone at the end of each thought group, and then when you get to the end, you drop the tone so we know you're done with that idea. So nicely done. Okay, I think we have one more. You sent me one more thing, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give you comments on what you've also sent. So let's go to this one too. This is evaluating pronunciation lesson 45. So my advice for you is when you're doing this practice, just do the voice recording exercise at the end. You don't have to do everything in that lesson, right? Seems like you're sending me a lot of information here, but let's see what we have.
The YMCA, which stands for Young Men's...
Okay, let's take a look at this. YMCA. Okay, got it. Okay, let's see how you do this.
The YMCA, which stands for Young Men's Christian Association, is a human care organization based on Christian values that promotes, through its programs, the physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being of individuals of all religions, races, ages, and communities.
Nice. When you get to communities, your intonation might be a little too much in there, but let me show you how I'd read this. I would say the YMCA, which stands for Young Men's Christian Association, is a human care organization based on Christian values that promotes, through its programs, the physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being of individuals of all religions, races, ages, and communities. I would say it kind of like that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, here we go.
If you go to a writing center, you can get help with all stages of the writing process.
Okay.
The tutors there will show you how to get started with your writing assignment.
Perfect.
In addition, they will read your written drafts and then provide constructive criticism and encouragement.
I would probably say they will provide constructive criticism and encouragement. Maybe the tone doesn't have to go up in criticism, and then provide constructive criticism and encouragement, all of which, so I would put the tone a little bit higher on encouragement. You have to do both of those because you're not presenting a contrast here, you're just stating two ideas. Usually with items A, B, C, then you would follow the slightly higher inflection on those ideas, except the last one.
All of which will help you to strengthen and clarify your
Help you to strengthen
ideas through the process of revision.
Okay, good. So we go to the next one. Okay, here we go.
I have enrolled in a sailing course offered by Orange Coast College Schools of Sailing and Seamanship. For a small price of $135 for a 5-week course, they will allow me to use a sailboat for no additional charge.
Perfect.
Some classes are conveniently held on Saturdays from 1:15 to 5:15 p.m. I never do anything on Saturday anyway.
And don't forget, I would say never do anything on Saturdays anyway. I put an S on that to just mean that it means every Saturday you're not very busy. Okay, pretty good. I didn't notice any major problems there. Let's go to the last one.
You can avoid fines and penalties by returning library materials promptly. All materials returned after their due date will be charged late fees.
I gotta go back to the beginning.
You can avoid fines and penalties by returning library materials promptly. All all materials returned after their due date will be charged late
After their due dates. Don't forget to put that S on the end.
fees. The library does not send notices for overdue fines. The computer system does, however, keep an accurate records of fines owed.
You want to say accurate. So the computer system does, however, keep an accurate record of fines owed. Okay, I think we are good. So I'm finished. I just gave you recordings on the 2 emails that you just sent me. All right? Thank you.